Hi, Rosendo. So let me show you something before I do the problem, and that is it doesn't look as though you have found the instructional materials. So on all the homeworks, if you go to intro instruction, there'll be lecture notes and then a lecture video. And so I would suggest you start the homeworks by watching the video because that's the instruction. But if you're looking for a specific problem, you can open up the notes and then you can find right here are two examples that are pretty similar to the question that you're asking in the forum. And so then if you go there to the video, which should load, there we go, you'll be able to find an example pretty expediently of me doing that problem.
Fractions everywhere, and that would be terrible.
And so somewhere down here anyhow. Yeah, so there we go. So there's those two examples. So in the future, that'll probably be faster than posted. So I would say check there first, and then if you still don't understand what the instruction was, then post me a question, but this will be a lot quicker for you. That said, let me get back over and then show you this one. So what I would do with this, and there's a couple of ways to do them. You can do what you said by finding the LCDs and collecting terms. That is actually the harder way. I would find the LCD, but for everything. So we have halves, fourths, and eighths. So my LCD would be 8. And then what I would do is I would multiply both sides of the equation by that LCD. And you'll see why that's such a good plan here in just a second. It'll make for much easier math. So right here I would have 8 times p, so that's 8p. Right here I have 8 times a half, so half of 8, that makes a -4. Right here I had 3/4 times 8, so if you can see that 6 right away, great, go ahead and put the 6 there. I'll show the work off to the side. That's not a very good 4, but you can think of it as 24 divided by 4 and get 6, or 4 goes into 8 twice, times 3 gets 6. So either way, or just what's 3/4 of 8? 6. Nonetheless, it ends up with 6. And then 1/8 times 8 would leave a 1. And then so with that one step of just multiplying everything through by the LCD, you clear all the fractions and you have a much easier problem. So now you could subtract that 6p over and collect your variables on one side. So that would make, and I'll go ahead and add the 4 at the same time. And so now we would end up with 2p, that cancels, -1 plus 4 would equal 3, and then dividing over the 2, we get 3/2. So anyhow, and we'll see this in not in 98, but like in future classes, if you have to take pre-calc, we'll use this technique a lot. So definitely worth learning.